What's up, party people? This your boy J to the R, coming at you with the very first podcast episode. So check this out. Let me tell you what this podcast is going to be about. This podcast is basically going to be about me just talking for a little bit, take a little bit of your time to tell you about the tips, the stuff that I've picked up over the years doing music production, recording, being a recording artist that then actually perform radio, TV, whatnot. Now, so it's a few little things I learned on the way back in the day that will still apply today. You can check out my YouTube channel, J to the R, and there you're gonna find tips and tricks and whatever else it is that I do to help you out, hopefully, in your music production as well as recording. Just have fun, because at the end of the day, ain't this all about just having fun? Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. Long time ago, back in the day, used to own a recording studio. I did that. Used to be a recording artist, got signed to a deal. I was a Christian rap artist. So, I done several performances, put an album out. Before I got the recording deal, I was doing all of that myself. Basically, back in the day when you really didn't even have computer stuff, all you had was hardware, and you had to actually get out there, go to the stores, ask them to play your music. Ask them to put your CD on the shelf. You had to do all of that. Get out, pretty much like selling out the back of your trunk. That's what you had to do. To anybody getting in the game today, you really ain't got that. Have to do that. You can do everything in the comfort of your house, pretty much. But if you want to be successful, you still got to get out on the grind. And I think today, since the internet is so saturated with music production and artists and stuff like that, you got to differentiate. I can't talk. You got to differentiate yourself, which is basically, I think, that the way the industry is going, to get started in it today, you got to go back to the streets like we used to do back in the day. So anyway, let's get right into the podcast. So today, I just kind of want to talk to you about those that may be looking to get into music production. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to finish. You don't know nothing. You want to do it. You want to do beats. Well, here's probably one of the most important things that you can do today to get started in the game. And that is take your time. Read. There's so much information online today that you can use to better your production. Software. You got all of this music production software, as you can see in some of my videos on my website or whatnot, or YouTube, that you can get this software for free. And what I mean by software, I mean like a DAW, a DAW. A lot of this stuff today, you can do beats. You can record in one program. You can mix. You can master. And you don't have to steal it. You can get programmed for $99. Cubase Elements 9.5, and I think they're on version 10 right now. It's like $99.99. You can get this. You can get started complete. Well, add your MIDI controller with it and audio interface. You get the point. Hopefully you're beyond that and know what I'm talking about. But anyway, you can get that today and start without having to download it for, a torrent and all of that stuff. Stealing it. You can get that for $99 and you can pretty much get going. But you don't even have to do that, because a lot of the audio interfaces today, they will come with a free version of the various softwares. And that's pretty much how I got started. And the best part about that is you can try out the software, see if you like it, learn something, and get to producing music quick. And you can do it legally. Don't be stealing that. And there's just so many options out there for anybody that's trying to get into the game today. But the most important thing is you're going to have to read. You got YouTube. Look at a lot of videos. You can learn a lot of stuff just by looking at YouTube, which I'm sure you already know. Software. Figure out what DAW is going to work best for your workflow. Because even though all of them may do the same thing, Some of them you can relate to a little better than the others. Let me give you an example. Pro Tools. I prefer mixing in Pro Tools just because I like the layout and it's so simplified. And I pretty much think that's probably why it's the industry standard today. The sound is pretty much sounds the same as Cubase. We're not recording that, but it's just so simplified. Everything is easy and quick to get to. I like that. Music production. Like if I'm looking for a software where I can do beats and record and master at the same time, guess what? I'm going with Cubase Elements because that is the most comprehensive one out there for cheap and high quality and still give you a lot of features. But basically you just have to go with whatever you feel comfortable with. Go try out the free versions. Presonus has this one called Presonus Studio or Prime or whatever it is. I do some tutorials on YouTube about that as well. That is probably one of the best free recording and production software out there if you are just getting started. I will say this, to me, it's a little bit hard to do trap beats with doing just the instruments that comes with that free version. It's easier for me to pick up Cubase and use the instruments in there and load samples and get in. It's just a better vibe for me. Okay, that's great. We got an Amber Alert right in the middle. Welcome to the podcast. But anyway, as I was saying, all right. As I was saying, wow. Find whoever that was. So anyway, as I was saying, where was I? Presonus. Presonus is free. You can do a whole lot with Presonus with a free version. But to me, it doesn't quite flow as easy as a Cubase Elements or definitely a Pro Tools. But the point is that you can get all of this stuff. If you buy like an Avid, like I have an Avid Fast Track Duo, that came with the free version of Pro Tools. I think it has like 16 tracks and you still get all of the basic plugins, which is really all you need starting out. You won't be able to use them that well anyway. But the plugins are good and you can use them. So, you got all these resources available to you that you just have to try them out and use them and see what's best. But you got to start out with a good foundation, and it's going to be a computer. But and then you got to be patient, be original, and be patient. Because the problem with YouTube and everything, any other web resource out there, or producers that you listen to, is you find yourself trying to sound like them. Be yourself. People like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But be true to yourself. Don't try to sound like Cash, what was his name? Whatever all them internet YouTube producers is. Because I found it's kind of like when you're on YouTube looking for beats, no matter what producer it is, the beats all sound the same. The same drums, the same drum patterns, the same snares, the same claps. Everything sounds the same because everybody go to YouTube to try to figure out what's selling, and they try to do beats like that. When the reality is just do yourself, and it'll probably pop off eventually. It's just gonna take time. You're gonna have to find yourself, because you may find yourself getting frustrated if you're trying to imitate this dude that's been doing it for umpteen years. Just be yourself and keep your beats simple. You'll be amazed at what an artist can do on a simple beat. It don't take much, folks. And if you're an artist and you can't afford to buy beats, get you some software. This free software I've been talking about. Get you a MIDI controller and pump out a whack, well, not a whack beat, but a simple beat. All you need is an 808 type kit, high and well, an 808 kit. Use a clap and do your beats in double time. In other words, well, that'll come later, but you can Google and see what I mean by doing it in double time, because trap beats are super simple and it don't take much. If you can flow, then you can flow over it, and you can really keep it popping. But anyway, I ain't gonna take too much of your time. That's the tip I'm gonna give you today. This your boy J to the R in episode 1 of the podcast. I hope you can find something that you can use from this podcast in whatever you're trying to do in music. Go to my site, jtother.com, JTUDAR.com. And you can also check out my YouTube site. I'm just doing this, having fun, trying to teach y'all, help y'all know what I know. I ain't trying to be no rap star or nothing like that. I'm old, but I still like doing it, so I do it. And that's another thing, no matter how old you are, just if you want to do it as a hobby, do it as a hobby. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anybody tell you can't do nothing. Just do whatever you wanted to. But anyway, I'm out. Until the next episode. 2 and 2. Some of y'all know what that means. Wishing that they have a little bit of what you had.